And welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking about Novan Incorporation with a ticker of NOVN. One of the stocks that I really loved before. It has marginally dropped quite a bit from 372 after earnings report, going down to somewhere around 0.82, and since then it has been trending down. Of course, it did spike up around March, and a good catalyst for this would be COVID in terms of pharmas being a play. But one of the things that I really want to look at today is what has happened during the last time it received this much volume. Luckily, you have a little bit of a reference to see. The last time it has gone almost exactly the same, which is a very scary resemblance because we did receive a pullback later on afterwards. Now, the jump was not seen as a massive jump, right? And the problem is, this one has jumped a little bit of twice, so it kind of gives you a little bit of mixed signals. But again, a lot of people looking back into this and saying, well, you know, this has jumped before, this might be an amazing play to play this week since COVID numbers are increasing. I'm gonna jump into it. So it's already kind of priced in all that jump and stuff, so we might see it a little bit increased from just looking at this. But here's the bad news, here's the trend lines that I want to look at first. So in terms of the trend lines, it definitely looks a little bit of a mixed signal. If you're going to do 6 months one day, it really just doesn't trade that much in terms of what these trend lines are looking at, but the resistance seems to be around 0.99, which has not been seen yet. So that might be a good sign, but there's another support coming in at 0.77. This stock has touched that around and it has dipped before, so that's some of the things you want to look at. 0.71. So what's the current support going at is around 0.38. Now that might not look massive in this chart, but you got to remember one thing. 0.39 to 0.67 is a massive jump. I did trade this before. This was more of a short hold for me, but I'm not looking into massive positions starting from this week just to try to calm things down. I did make another video on it in my channel. Let's look into the Fibonacci treatment level. So considering the 1 month 1 hour period, we can get to see that this Fibonacci period, Fibonacci retracement number does follow through in a bit of times. I would say 0.73 might be counting as a little bit of a support here. And you remember, if I just said it a little bit previously, 0.71 was the one I read on the graph. So I would say 0.71 to 0.73, you might want to put your stop orders around there, just in case it really drops hard. Let's take another look into different indicators and try to figure this out. So first things first, moving averages. I'm going to look a little bit closer into a couple of things here. So the first thing, 6 months, 1 day. You can get to see a massive jump that has happened here in terms of the unbalanced volume, which isn't seen as much as this one here, but it's still considerable since a lot of people did not dump that much. So you have a lot of bag holders from here that is still holding on. So it's considered even a lot more bag holders now. And this is becoming in a little bit more unsustainable part where in case of dumping happens, the price can really tumble quite quickly. Now, taking a quick look into the moving averages, I'm going to do the 1 month 1 hour, 1 month 1 day period, or even 1 hour period. You can see that moving averages did not go as fast as the price. So I would say it probably would see a pullback up to at least 0.6, 0.7. Going back to the 1 month 1 day, you can get to see that this has increased quite a bit, and every time it has jumped a little bit, it has come back to the moving average. But that's with lower volumes, so you got to keep in mind the high volumes. High volumes might mean more hype, might mean higher prices, but you need to be very careful. So looking into the 1 month 1 day, you can get to see that this stock has become in a good average directional index between the one, as I mentioned before, lower than 45, above than 25 is my good range. In fact, a little bit lower than 40 sounds better for me. So it's a good average directional index level. The 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA, so I'm confident about that. It's still considered cheaper considering the 200 SMA, although there's a massive dip from 342 to around the pennies part. It seen a massive reversal on Monday. It was definitely going towards a red. So you can get to see this has gone to negative. And you can see before, it has never gone to negative and didn't go through. Usually if it goes to negative, it usually continues through and falls through. And that's a dangerous move. but because pharma is a big play this week and everyone is thinking, you know, the stock has jumped before, it's gonna give me some good money, which it did for people who bought it on Friday or very early on Monday. The stock went from extremely oversold to extremely overbought, which is a very dangerous level. The momentum, I don't think a sustainable momentum is going to be seen on this. Now let's look into the 6 months 1 day and see the last time we seen a momentum this strong. It was a dip momentum. I don't think we've seen this one. Oh, actually over here. So it have seen a large momentum and it dipped the next day. So that's a red flag for me. Going to this 1 month 1 day here. Okay, nothing else to look at. Let's try to look into news. So news are very important for catalysts. All right. Second. So this is more of a catalyst play that is playing right now. Last time it jumped with COVID numbers. A lot of people are thinking, well, you know, it might jump with this one as well, which it did a little. Looking into newer news, I don't see any newer news, although there has been previously a paper that I've been reading that might resurface again, going with something about nitrogen. One of their products, I believe, nitrogen oxide, or sorry, nitric oxide, that has had some positive effect with healing COVID or decreasing the symptoms of COVID. So I did not read that in extent, but it was more about the headlines that people have seen before. So this might be a good play into why this is a COVID play rather than some other pharmas that are not even remotely close. So what would be my opinion on this? My opinion on this is I would not touch it. It's gone. It's ran quite a bit. And the last time it ran this much, it had seen a little bit of an impact into going back over here. So let me show you in a bit. Okay, we'll look into here. This graph is a little bit less cluttered. 6 months, 1 day. Last time I've seen a pullback, but it might have a little bit of room to run. But with that much volume, a pullback is almost imminent, whether tomorrow or the day after. So if you are a bag holder and you're ready in the green, I would say make sure you don't get greedy. I myself, I would definitely have cashed out. I did trade this one stock a little bit before, but I've kind of covered a good amount of money on it. Just a very, very small position. That was basically me trying out something, but it dipped before. If I did hold till then, it would have been a long hold, but I found a better opportunity. So sometimes it's not about whether the stock is going to give me green, but it's more about whether this stock is a good opportunity versus other opportunities in the market. So that's something you need to think about, and that's been a bit of my view. Let me know if you have any other tickers you want me to discuss in a DD, or if you have any questions, make sure to mention them in the comment below. Subscribe and like and share them if you like it. Thanks and have a good day.